Hello. Yeah, so I'm assuming everyone can hear me or see me. What is going on, everyone? My name is AKIL Elijah. I am a rapper, dancer, artist, poet, whatever that you want to call it. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, so I'm a rapper, dancer, poet, and basically, oh, just want to make sure. Okay, so my screen isn't on yet, but I keep talking. Sorry, I'm gonna keep talking. But yes, I'm a rapper, dancer, poet, artist. I make all sorts of music. And basically, what I do is I go around the city, working with youth, anyone really, and I share my art. I share what I do, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of that for you today. And I know it's a bit weird, we're doing it virtually, and normally with a set like this, I would see all of your faces in the audience. I would be asking for crowd participation, but I'm still going to ask that from you. So when you're from home, or wherever you're watching this, I'm doing spoken word, I'm doing music, I'm doing poetry. So, in the spoken word world, what we do when we hear something that we like, we snap. Now, I know you can't see me, or you can see me, but I can't see you. But I'm just going to imagine that when I'm performing, if you feel what I'm saying, you just give it a nice snap and you just let me know. Like, it's like the movies when you see spoken word, when you see poetry and you're feeling it, you give them a snap. But yeah, that's basically who I am, AKIL Elijah. And today I'm going to be presenting to you a few of the art forms that I do. So like I mentioned, I rap, I dance, I act, I direct, all that kind of stuff. But I want to give you guys like a little snippet into what I've been doing recently. So really recently, probably like the last 3 months, I've been working on and I released a visual EP. It's called Verge of Gemini. Now, with Verge of Gemini, it was really cool because I basically used it as an outlet, a way for me to kind of display my duality as an artist and as a rapper. Because if anyone's not really familiar with hip hop or rap, there's often an underlying stereotype or like notion that it's inherently like aggressive, violent, and yeah, there's some music that's like that, but there's such a art to it when you write, when you perform, it's poetry but in musical form. So I wanted to really present that in this body of work. So I released a visual EP called Verge of Gemini. Has 2 songs and a spoken word interlude, and I'm going to be doing that here for you. I know it's a little bit weird for a rap song to be without music, but we're going to go with it because I still think that it's really dope as a poetry piece on its own. So without really further ado, I'm going to get into the first song on the EP. And as I'm rapping, there will be images from the EP that are going to be coming on the screen, which is really cool because you'll get to see a little bit of what the EP looked like as a visual EP and a visual project. It was stunning. There were so many amazing dancers and artists that I brought in, that I worked with. So I would love for you guys to see it with the images that you're about to see. But without any other waiting, the first piece that I'm doing is called 2 Shots, okay? I told my mom I'm up next, so I can't let it down. Heard the city needed me because I'm the one with the sound. Heard them rappers hating me because I'm the one with the crown. Went from watching mama struggle, now I'm making her proud. When I turned 16, I did a show every week. Watching greatness at the table, I done pulled up a seat. Went from writing poetry, now I'm spitting on beats. Now I'm walking over rappers that was spitting on me. I ain't gonna play the game, I came to win it. Competition non-existent, keep the drama distant. Keep it about my business. No, I keep them guessing. I look like I move weight, but I thought I'm bench pressing. Crunch time, eating every rapper like it's lunchtime. No, they talking loud until I hit him with that punchline. Did it on these rappers, I just did it for the one time. It's a battlefield, but I'm the one that's on the front line. They counted me out. It was putting me down. I was waiting in the stands while they fought for the crown. When they were on the field, I perfected my sound. Oh, you listening now. You indifferent now. But I don't do the frauds, no. I don't do that fake tip. Murdered every rapper, put the bodies in the basement. Purchased every corner on the roads that I'm paving. I'm the seed that planted. I rose from the pavement, got the conscience in me. But the hood is always with me. Don't get rowdy with me. It get ugly, I stay pretty, I got loving in me. For my fam, for my city, I take one for the team. I don't ever take no pity, that's my blood tip. It's a lot of love tip. It's a lot of turning all that nothing into something. Coming from the bottom, number one is where I'm gunning. Power in my words, so I'm speaking with abundance. Power of the tongue, I manifest it. Rich, know that I am chosen, I am destined. Rich, know that I am chosen, I am destined. Rich, know that I am chosen, I am destined. Let's go. I said pop. That's one pop just because I'm popping off. I lick 2 shots just because my pop's gone. I'm the top of the tier. No, I'm the top dog. Ain't got to talk tough. Ain't got to talk it all pop. That's one pop just because I'm popping off pop. Lick 2 shots because my pop's gone popped off. I'm top. Yes, I'm the top dog. Ain't got to talk tough. Ain't got to talk it all. I flex hardest for the rappers that was doubting me. When I'm Grammy nominated, keep that same energy. Couldn't hold a candle to none of my melodies. Picasso with the pen. I'm the one that knows the artistry. Check this. Wrote the box on all this little rap stuff. Matter of fact, I'm running circles on them when I rap stuff. Y'all don't understand, man. This really takes some practice. Speak about me in the future, present, past tense, blood tip. It's a lot of love tip. It's a lot of turning all that nothing into something. Coming from the bottom, number one is where I'm gunning. Power in my words, so I'm speaking with abundance. Power of the tongue, I manifest it. Rich, know that I am chosen, I am destined. Rich, know that I am chosen, I am destined. Rich, know that I am chosen, I am destined. One more time, I said pop. That's one pop just because I'm popping off. I licked 2 shots just because my pop's gone. Top of the tier, no, I'm the top dog. Ain't got to talk tough. Ain't got to talk it all pop. That's one pop just because I'm popping off. And I lick 2 shots just because my pop's gone. I'm the top of the tier, no, I'm the top dog. Ain't got to talk tough. Ain't got to talk it all. It's top 5 and I'm always 5 of them. If it's 10, I'm number 1 and then I murder 9 of them. 20 stack of 20 just to prove that I like saving them. Put me on a 40 beat with Drake and Nick, dangerous. That's pop. That's one pop just because I'm popping off. I lick 2 shots just because my pop's gone. I'm the top of the tier. No, I'm the top dog. Ain't got to talk tough. Ain't got to talk it all. That's one pop just because I'm popping off. I lick 2 shots just because my pop's gone. I'm that top of the tier. No, I'm the top dog. Ain't got to talk tough. Ain't got to talk it all. All right. Thank you. So that one was the first piece. It is called 2 Shots. Again, it's on the EP, Verge of Gemini. And something cool about this EP before I get into the rest of it, that one song there, you see, it's a little bit aggressive in nature. Snap, snap, snap. Yes, it's a little bit aggressive in nature, but it's really telling my come up story of wanting to make my parents proud, wanting to do better for like my family, myself, wanting to be the best rapper that I can be. And quite frankly, the best rapper that I've heard. And, you know, it's one half of Verge of Gemini. And I came up with the name Verge of Gemini because I'm a Gemini, May 29. Shout out all the Geminis. But my moon is in Virgo. So if you're not into astrology, what that means is Gemini represents duality, and my moon being in Virgo means I'm very focused. I'm like hyper aware of my talent and my art, and I think that describes me perfectly. But then when we talk about duality, okay, that's one side, but then what's the other side? So now, at this point in the film or the EP, I'm gonna do my EP or my spoken word interlude. So let me just grab. I got it written down here just because this interlude is a mouthful and it means a lot to me. So this is it. It's called Virgo's interlude. So imagine this is the Virgo voice speaking on behalf of the duality. I fell in love with myself once I found the other half of me. On the same coin with a new face, it's like I found a new path for me. Walking head high, no longer tail tucked. It's almost like there's comfort in blasphemy. You see, once you find your power, they will find a way to call you weak. You see, once you start to flourish, they will find a way to cut your leaves. You see, once you find your strength, they will find a way to break your peace. I'm just walking and moving with my heart on my sleeve. It took a minute to see. It's not making me weak, because too often black men are caught blinded by their ignorance. Too busy trying to live a lie, they start to see the truth in it. I'm through with it. I deserve to feel what human is. Shackles on my feet, I think I'm first to ever loosen it. I'm tired of only simply getting by. They said I never make it. I said it can't hurt to try. I said I'm tired of doing work that's never mine. I was following the sheep, but I'm no longer blind. I said I'm tired of only simply getting by. They said I never make it. I said it can't hurt to try. I said I'm tired of doing work that's never mine. I was following the sheep, but I'm no longer blind. I said I'm tired of always hiding when I cry. None to all my feelings, so I'm feeling dead inside. I said I'm tired of always hiding when I cry. Numb to all my feelings, so I'm feeling dead inside. All right, so that was the second part of Verge of Gemini, where basically this is the Virgo part speaking, where it's trying to like decipher this feeling of like hypermasculinity versus like carefree versus like the duality. And then we have the last song on the project, Can't Stop. Now, honestly, this song sounds way better on a beat because it's a house beat. And when you listen to it, it's just like doom, 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 doom. Like you feel it. It's like innate and it's just inside of you. But we're going to do a cappella still. And I'm still going to try and translate that same feeling of carefree and just artistry in this song, Can't Stop. So I'm going to do it as animated as I can. So let's get into it. I'm 100, you 50-50. Make them gag, I make them sickly. My girl's bad, they strictly pretty. Her ex-boo thing ain't messing with me. She knows that I'm one of a kind. This pretty face, thought in my eye, I switch it up with a suit and a tie. Any competition and I eat them alive. Oh my, baby girl, I'm feeling a vibe. You should know me, I'm not a regular guy. I treat her so good, give it a what? Said I'm slicker than the guy with the thing on his eye. If I got me, I got you. I ain't never lie, I'm gonna show you the truth. Straight tunnel vision when I get to the loot. Try to play me for a punk, I give you the deuce. It's like, what? I get the bag and poof. I'm low key, but I stay with the juice. I'm low key and I stay on the move. Cause I ain't got nothing to prove. I get the bag and poof. I'm low key, but I stay with the juice. I'm low key, stay on the move. Cause I ain't got nothing to prove. I pass the drink and just like that, what? Get the corn, I get paid up front. Pass the what? Pass the drink. Pass the what? We can't stop, won't stop. We just pass the drink. Like that, what? Get the corn, I get paid up front. Pass the drink. We just pass the whoa. Pass the what? I can't stop, won't stop. It's 100. I'm 50-50. Make them gag, I make them sickly. I'm 100. You 50-50. Make them gag, make them sickly. I'm 100. You 50-50. Make them gag, make them sickly. Make them gag. Hold up, wait, make them sickly, yo. See how I'm making a plan? I got posts on the gram. Made the brand. I got posts on the gram just to make a grand. Used to make nothing. I shop at sex. I ain't said it was easy. Better believe me. I get the torch like they passed the tiki. I'm on top. I'm barely peeking. I be the boss at all my meetings. And I can't turn back. Get off track. I'm a star. And I have what they lack. Shuffle a deck, I'm the king in the pack. Jack of trades, got the queens in the set. I beat the beat and I beat my chest. Do this for my dad and that's everything I rap. Every day you're my bag. Never took a rest. Every day in my life and I always been a 10. Wait, I get the bag and poof. I'm low key, but I stay with the juice. I'm low key, but I stay on the move. Cause I ain't got nothing to prove. I get the bag and poof. I'm low key, but I'm stay with the juice. I'm low key, but I stay on the move. Cause I ain't got nothing to prove. I pass the drink and just like that, what? Get the corn, I get paid up front. Pass the drink and then I pass the gin and then I pass the rum. I can't stop, won't stop. Pass the drink and just like that, what? Get the corn, I get paid up front. Pass the drink and then I pass the what? And then I pass, can't stop, won't stop. We 100, you 50-50. Make them gag, I make them sickly. My 100, you 50-50. Make them gag, I make them sickly. I'm 100, you 50-50. Make them gag, I make them sickly. I make them gag. Hold on, wait, make them sickly. All right, that one was a mouthful. So, I gotta take a little sip. Sorry, guys. So that one there was called Can't Stop. And basically, I don't know if you could really tell or if it translated. I hope it translated, but that was describing duality. So we had in the first song, we had the hard hitting, the aggressive, the like, I'm this, I want to make it proud. And then the interlude is basically just like a reflective moment, the Virgo in me speaking, wanting to be a perfectionist, wanting to be an artist. And then we got the last song, Can't Stop. It's upbeat, it's poppy, it's energetic, it's like animated. I'm like doing stuff on my face. And then you just see where the duality comes in, where it plays in the Gemini. So that was my EP, Verge of Gemini. If anyone is interested in hearing it with music, that's the cover right there. That is me. That is it. If anyone is interested in hearing it with music, It's on all streaming platforms. You could just search AKIL Elijah, AKIL ELIJAH, and you can find me anywhere. And, I really hope you enjoyed that. But now we got to get into the poetry. So like I mentioned before, poetry is a little bit different. You're going to find that this is a bit more heavy. This is a bit more specific. So I will give a warning now, or content warning. This set talks about loss. It talks about like loss of a family member, gun violence. There's mention of things like that. So if you feel at any moment that you're too overwhelmed or that the pieces are too much, feel free to just click away. But these pieces, next few pieces, will be a bit heavy. It definitely has a lot to do with what's going on in the world right now as it pertains to social activism, Black Lives Matter, even with the election tonight, child. There's a lot. So this spoken word set is one that I really like to do. And it means a lot to me. And I always like to start my, especially spoken word sets, by paying tribute, homage to those who have come before me, writers, family members, ancestors, anyone who has paved the way for me to be here today and do what I love. So this piece here is called Angel Money, and I wrote it after the loss of my father in grade 12. And I've been performing it ever since because it means so much to me. It was such a moment of closure. And I think it was so important for me to write that. And it's so important for me to perform it because every time I do and every time someone sees it, it's not only a moment of healing for me, but it's a moment of healing for other people who have gone through the same thing or who are going through the same thing and don't really know how to channel that expression. So this is what I do this piece for. Angel Money, again, content warning. It mentions loss of a family member, but I'll get right into it. Every day I look for signs that my father is still with me, lurking in the spiritual realm of communication, talking to me in hieroglyph and symbolization. My mother told me dimes are a sign of spirits trying to guide the ones they love the most, and I can't help but believe it, because every time his name rings through my head, a dime falls out my pocket, almost like clockwork, and I didn't miss him while he was here, but God knows I wish there was one more time I saw him physically, because it's so hard to speak in spiritual phone lines, sending out texts you never know if they get, calling out names to shooting stars and trying to see your face in constellations, trying to hear your voice in broken conversations. I never thought the next time I'd see my father would be in the wake of his death, or in memories and colognes that smell just like him, or in stories of homicides with brothers that look just like him, ones that are a close reminder that I could be next, that the odds aren't so unlikely, more like 50-50, more like heads and tails on dimes and quarters and pennies. I always thought I'd see his face in the crowd of my graduation, not in crowded headlines of murder stories, the 48th one to pin my city to be exact, the last death in a bloodbath of 5 bodies in one weekend, the result of gang talk and gun smoke. I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect it so soon. I didn't expect having to walk my whole life trying to fill his shoes, because I always had hope that he would come back, that we would share a bond that fathers and sons are supposed to have, connected by blood but having love by choice. I always wanted him to be proud of the man I'm becoming because of the poetry in my voice, but now I just have to guess that he's smiling down on me like they say angels do, because who knows how much dead bodies can really hear in the afterlife. I want to know if it was quiet after all the bullets rang. I want to know if he thought about me while he sat there waiting to be saved. I want to know how fast his heart was beating, getting caught empty-handed by the opposition. I want to know if he loved me before he died. It's been so long since I heard him say it. I've been guessing all this time. The last time I heard him say I love you was in the parking lot of the building that he trapped out of, the parking lot of the building he was going to die in. It's funny how things come full circle, and I'm not religious and neither was he, but now I see the appeal because it makes uncertainty so damn certain. This angel money is the only thing giving me purpose. I found a dime after I wrote this. All right. I know that's a bit crazy. It's a bit jarring that I just did that really heavy piece, but I'm able to just jump back out of it. And I think part of that reason is because I've used that piece to heal. And I think when when we talk about poetry and we talk about performing and we talk about releasing art and expressing yourself, I don't ever think it's healthy to release these emotions when you're not healed from them. Of course, it's important to vent, to talk to people, to get the help that you need. But when we're talking about getting on stage or getting in front of people and performing a piece, it's so easy to just perform it while your wounds are still raw. And I think that's the biggest thing for me with that piece is I want people to understand that this wound is healed, and I use it as a way to express myself, to express that there's hope in all of this. And of course, it talks about loss, but when you pay attention to the message of angel money, it shows that there's still some sort of hope. And that's what I want people to feel. It's not for everyone because not everyone believes in or thinks about or wants to believe the afterlife. And quite frankly, I'm not too sure either. But I just know that there's some sort of hope in everything. And that's what I want that message to be. When people hear angel money, that's what I want them to understand. And I hope that translated with angel money because that's such an important piece to me. And going off of that same topic of writing and making art and performing on unhealed wounds, I think it happens a lot. And not only in poetry, but in music. People just get in studios and they want to make a hit and they want to write a song that's just sounds so great, but they're just singing from a place of hurt, anger, and upset and anguish. And it doesn't make them feel any better. And I wrote this next piece titled Give Me Tens based on a poetry slam, but I think it can be quite frankly applied to anywhere where you speak about these open wounds and sometimes of other people without realizing that it's better to speak on things once you've healed from them. So just for some context, when I wrote Give Me Tens, it was at like the plight of social justice where everyone was talking about Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Sandra Bland, all of these names, Philando Castile, rightfully so. Of course, we should bring attention to them, but I think we need to bring attention to them in the right way. And I think it can be said again today with George Floyd and all the other people who have passed to police brutality this year. It's so important that when we talk about them and when we say their names, Breonna Taylor, sorry, her name just came to my head. When we say their names, we say it not in a way that we're trying to gain something for ourselves. I see that a lot where people get on social media, they take a picture, hey, look at Breonna Taylor, and that's it. That's the end of their activism. And I think activism is so much more than that. And that's what this piece is about. It's about people doing this outward performative activism without actually internalizing it. So we have Give Me Tens. I think it's time I've paid my respect to the bones I stand on in the name of poetry. Freddie Gray, April 2015, Michael Brown, August 2014, Eric Garner, July 2014. Saying all of these names is starting to sound like a seance. Maybe I'm conjuring up the spirit of my best poem by spitting out their names like they're my own. Have I said enough names to get a 10 yet? Have I granted you with enough dead bodies to sound poetic? It's funny how we use dead bodies as a metaphor to our own convenience. I bet you if we could speak at any of their funerals, we would have turned a eulogy into a poetry slam. I would have forced grieving families to snap in celebration of an innocent death because it created great poetry. This funeral is just a skeleton in a closet behind the walls of my teeth, ready to be used as a headliner at any given party or a third round poem at any given slam. Who dies to be a button poetry party trick? A bad poet's best line written in guilty blood, all in the name of poetic injustice. I call it poetic justice, to feed on rotten corpse and flesh in the name of storytelling, snapping your fingers ritualistically to the sounds of casket-bound bodies. This kind of approach sounds more like cannibalism than it does activism. Poets speak with wounded tongues, like the bullet hit you yourself, like you're a medium and not immortal, so selfish. Tell me, how do you think the mothers of these men feel when you use their names as game plans and literary playing fields? Tell me how it feels to fulfill your name to fulfill your ego in the name of dead and innocent. And I think I can answer that question myself. Because I've said Mike Brown's name on a nickname basis like I knew him myself. I've personified him so well, like I've shared a couple black man handshakes like I knew the brother myself. And damn, if it made for a better poem, maybe I would have laid side by side with rotting corpse in the casket myself. It's dark in here. Not as poetic as I imagined. Maggots don't crawl through your spine like bullets do. Sounds of gunshots don't keep ringing in the afterlife like poets say. And maybe they do and no, maybe they don't. How would we know if we've never felt barrel against skull and bullet against brain ourselves? These slams feel like placebo effects. These posts feel like celebrations of death. I see frantic reactions to great punchlines, and it just looks like we're dancing on their graves. But who am I to speak? Look at all the names I've said to get my 10, so thank you for your sacrifice. Like Jesus Christ, because we both know dead bodies are much easier to crucify. But I remember on February in 2012 when Trayvon Martin's face lit in news outlets, I swear I felt the bullet myself through his chest and out my tongue into one of my favorite poems. So even I cannot help but say something. All right. So while I was doing that, thank you. I just want to say thank you because I'm sure someone is at home snapping, feeling this poem somewhere in their spirit. So thank you. I haven't said that all set, but thank you so much for listening and tuning in. But while I was doing that, I realized, context might not really have been like there. When I say give me 10s, I'm talking about a poetry slam. In order to win, you get 10 points, score from 1 to 10, you get 10s, that's the highest. And I find that when we use these names of dead bodies of people that have passed, especially on social media, we feel like we get the most gratitude ever. Like we feel like we have all the attention in the world. And I think that should stop. And that's what I wanted to portray with that. So I hope that came across. And I got one more really small one that's on the same wave of activism. And I think that this poem, I think that this poem almost does activism how I feel like it should be done, where it should be honored, should be celebrated. Revolution should happen, especially when we're standing up to injustice and what we feel is wrong. So my time is almost up, but I'm going to do this one poem for y'all. It's kind of untitled, so just let this one sit with you. I will bleed for what I stand for. I'm putting up a fight. You could throw me to Goliath and I'll make it out alive. I believe Kendrick ever since he said we gonna be all right because I've been locked in the dark, but I've always had the light within myself or the voices that carry me through. I've been down for the count, but I still can't lose. I got Malcolm in my roots. I got blood on my shoes. Even if they building walls, we gonna break right through. You see, this is revolution in the making because this world is really mine, it's for the taking. I stand with black boys who make their money by the basement. Standing with my fist up, they try so hard to tear us down. I'm still a king, even when they try to snatch the crown. And just like royalty, you know it's generational. Blood still on the leaves, so I laid it on the table. It's time to break the ice because I'm sick of being careful. No more dancing over politics for the sake of comfortability. There's no kumbaya in the real world. There are issues that black and brown bodies are actually killed for. It feels like we are standing on the front lines of the revolution while the rest of the world gets to enjoy our fashion, culture, and our music. It's too often that these people are black when it's convenient. Mask on, then mask off. When the world starts to get serious, hip-hop is the new pop music. But when we cry, nobody's listening. But even with tears in my eyes, I will never play the victim. And instead, I flip the script and then I learn to play the system. I've already cut the diamonds from the stones that they threw at me, meaning I've turned nothing into something, not succumbing to my environment, but instead I'm overcoming because I know brothers in my hood getting shot at over nothing. And it all started with the boat ride and the way we live in color. That was back then. And now instead of boat rides, they're just riding on the backs of all of my brothers. You see, it's all down to the walk, to the way we wear our hair, the cornrows, the waves, the fashion that we wear. And when we find pride in ourselves, all of a sudden you get scared. Why, white man, what is it that you are afraid of? For it is my people that are killed before we are even given a chance to be put in the handcuffs. For it is colored blood on the streets that you have built on. Are you afraid of revolution? Losing power that you long for? Are you afraid of the skeletons in this giant walk-in closet? Are you afraid of the skeletons in this giant walk-in closet? Are you afraid because you know we have every right to retaliate? Because just like royalty, this is generational. For my ancestors are begging me to give you what you paid for. Why, white man, are you afraid of turning tables? Wow, that was perfect. I just want to say that ended right on that 30-minute mark on the dot. I would love to say that I planned that, but I didn't. But yeah, that post, or not that post, sorry, that poem, I think captures the revolution that we're in very well, especially with the elections tonight in the US, obviously. But whatever happens there affects all of us, really. Um, yeah, especially what's been going on since May with George Floyd and riots and Breonna Taylor and everything. So I just want to end this set by saying, you know, I hope this message of activism came to somebody. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from as a Black male youth in this world, in the city, trying to navigate this world through art and poetry. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I want to say thank you so much to Greenwin for having me today and letting me do some poems, some music for you guys. Again, if you want to check me out on any social media, AKIL ELIJAH, AKIL ELIJAH. I make music, rap, dance, poetry, all of that. So thank you so much. And I just hope everyone has an amazing night and you can ingest some of what I've said and apply it to the everyday world of activism and real life fighting for a revolution and a cause. Much love. Thank you, everyone, for having me. Ooh.